In Barkerville in the 1930s, as today, this time of year, it's time to get the tree. And you can get the tree in Ladysmith, 1940. Christmas in M.R. Smith's home, Dallas Road, Victoria, 1906. Christmas Past can be found in the Fannin Collections Building at the Royal BC Museum. A long-standing tradition this week in history.
I like to say that the Victorians invented our modern festival of Christmas, and that starts changing very rapidly from the 1840s on.
It was a time of candles on the tree with a pail of water beneath for safety. In 1882, Edward Johnson, an associate of Thomas Edison, hand-wired 80 red and white bulbs and wound them around an evergreen tree. Christmas crackers were invented in 1846 by Tom Smith, a London sweet maker.
Most families invent their own traditions, and often they're bringing in and mixing things that come from many different countries.
A doll, fragile now as it was when it was a present beneath the tree in 1910. A skipping rope from the turn of the century. And a stocking stuffed for you, 1910.
But what's very unusual is it's never been opened. And it's one of the rarest items in our collection. And I think it's just wonderful because you get to see what a child would have received. There's a noisemaker, there's some cookie molds, playing cards, these little Japanese-style dolls. There's some cloth dolls, there's a ball.
Glass baubles started in Bohemia in 1870. Japanese Christmas fruit was shipped in boxes roped together in the 1890s. It was a Victorian Christmas for many. The Bantleys around the piano, 1906. Father Christmas arriving in Duncan, 1910. Santa Claus arriving in Victoria's Inner Harbor, 1917.
A lot of traditions really begin with Charles Dickens and Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, who brings the first Christmas tree into Buckingham Palace, and everyone in the British Empire hears about it, and it becomes quite the fashion.
A Charles Dickens window, 1945, at Spencer's store in Victoria. Much later, there were fabulous inventions. Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Montreal Canadiens. The NHL lives, and a present from an Eaton's catalog, 1960. And some buildings first lit up for Christmas in 1897 to celebrate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. The lights remain on today, celebrating another Queen's Diamond Jubilee this year.